What are you gonna say, Matt? It's
It is
September,
September.
and tomorrow, this episode might be the least listened to episode that we've ever released because, one, it's Sam's birthday, and I don't know if she's going to subjugate herself to listening to us on her birthday. And two, Joe Paz is finally announcing his new book, so we're definitely getting overshadowed by friend of the podcast, Joe Posnanski.
That's true. He's been talking about it for months. I'm very, very excited to finally find out.
Fill me in.
He's just, we don't know yet.
Not much to fill in, yeah.
Yeah. He's just been teasing it for months and is finally announcing it tomorrow. So we have no idea.
I think all we know is that we think it's a sports book.
So what if it's like, right? Why we love cheeseburgers?
Oh, I would read that.
Different stories about cheeseburgers in the United States.
Yeah, I would read that. I mean,
he writes about in some really funny titles guesses that they think the book could be about, and that was not one of them, but along those lines.
Yeah. I mean, he has written about stuff that I never thought that I would read and enjoy, and it's some of my favorite writing ever. So the only thing I kind of skip is golf stuff, but everything else, I
skip
totally
golf and tennis.
I like the tennis. He actually helped me appreciate tennis. Yeah,
you can't do it.
So yeah. So I do like that, but yeah, I'm excited. He said he was counting down his 10 favorite sports books over the last 10 days. Or 9 days or whatever. And he was claiming that there were some hints in there. And I'm wondering if some of it has to do with maybe if the new book will be something about what it means to be a fan, something about the fan experience. He says it's different than any book he's written. And I mean, the Why We Love books are kind of about being a fan, but in a different way. So I don't know, but I'll be curious. I'm excited about it. I passed on Why We Love Football, his most recent book, because I just don't care that much about football. But I'm excited about this one.
You just don't care about football because Giants suck.
Well, that's part of it. Did you guys see, since that came up, did you see what Daniel Jones did in game 1 as the starting QB for the Colts?
Okay, but the secondary that he was don't look into that. He was playing against one of the number of mistakes that Tennessee made.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He's going to come back down to earth. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
I believe you, Matt. I really do. But the Giants scored 6 points again.
Yeah.
At some point, it is the system, not the players. I
mean, some teams score 6 points and some teams win their 13th straight home opener. So
with my boy Micah Parsons.
That's regardless of coach or quarterback. No, they just seem to win.
The same team also lucks into a Super Bowl because the other team that we are talking about doesn't know how to not kick the ball to Deshaun Jackson.
If you're going to talk about luck, then we can talk about David Tyree and we can talk about Mario. So both objectively bad throws that were insane lucky plays. So
amazing.
The Manningham throw was not a bad throw.
That throw should not have been made. The coverage that he was under, that throw should not have been made. That is a
I will defer to you.
Low probability.
I will defer to you as the football expert, but
it was a superhuman catch, and it was a perfect throw.
But yes, Matt, the Giants are a laughingstock. It's very depressing, and that is part of the reason I don't care so much about football anymore, I think. But yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm rooting for Abdul Carter, so I do have some interest in the Giants this year, just to kind of see what he does.
All the Penn Staters, baby.
Yeah.
They're doing it big.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing it big. Just got to get to that number 1 spot in football, in college football.
Yeah. That Florida International will really help you get to that number 1 spot. Might as well play, the JV squad at,
Hey, at least we played
CSU.
At least we played a D1 team. I mean, Ohio State played an FCS team. So
who'd they play?
Grambling State, I think, maybe, or something like that.
Oh yeah, but that's at HBCU. So that's, and also Ohio State beat Texas, so
yeah, and Texas shouldn't have been number 1. So
So wait, hold on
I
though.
don't care about them, so yeah.
What? So FCS means, is that like one level? That's Division 1, but like a tier down.
It used to be called 1AA. Now it's
And now
football
it's called
championship
FCS.
division.
Okay. The
because
reason
they have
that's they have a what? Sorry, Matt.
a bracket, a tournament at the end of the year instead of bowls.
North Dakota State usually dominates.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason I was wondering about this is because my CSU Rams almost got beat by an FCS team in the home opener this weekend. I don't know if you guys saw, University of Northern Colorado, an FCS team who has never beaten us, and we literally won on a last-minute touchdown. So not a great start for the Rams.
Is Norvell still the head coach?
Yeah, still Norvell. I mean, last year they went 8-5 and went to a bowl. You know, things were looking up. But man, struggling that much against fucking UNC is not a good look. But maybe they just
Northern Colorado, not North Carolina.
yeah, UNC Northern Colorado is what I mean. Out here we call them UNC, but yes, not to be confused with the more famous UNC, or at least famous now because of Belichick. Which, by the way, hilarious that they got fucking destroyed in their first game. I thought.
They did.
I thought yeah, they did. It was pretty funny. But then they won their second game. I can't remember who they played.
They were here. They came to Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte. Yeah. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I could have went, but I don't really love Belichick.
Don't waste time.
Yeah.
It's fucking circus.
I kind of wonder if the Belichick stuff, and obviously I'm nowhere close to a football expert, but like, you know, there's all these arguments about if Belichick is the greatest coach of all time, but like once Brady left, things went downhill pretty quickly in New England. I wonder if that success was more to do with Brady and less to do with Belichick, and he's not such a genius after all.
I'd say it's a combination of both, right? So, like, if you look at the physical tools, Brady is not, he doesn't have the best arm ever. He's not the most accurate, but he's very, very good, right? Like, he's a winner. So I think the pair of them is really important, right? Like,
I see. So it's more like right place, right time. Like they made a great team.
Now, I think that's also part of the reason why Brady went to Tampa and won another fucking Super Bowl. Like I say, he doesn't have the best arm of all time, and he's not, but like he still is, great. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's taken me a long time to be able to say that because fuck that guy. But still,
But he's not like Aaron Rodgers would be considered somebody who has one of the great arms, right?
Yeah. In terms of accuracy and distance, yes.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking lunatic.
Right.
And why does this happen to every quarterback that I adore in Green Bay?
Ends up being a lunatic. Yeah, that is pretty sad.
I'm just
maybe
waiting for him to take his dick out now. I'm just waiting for him to take his dick
out. And defraud some welfare and stuff. Well, hopefully Jordan Love will break that cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we? So Colin is not partaking tonight. Matt, do you have a beer?
Yes, I do. I have two. I'll show the other one later, but I'm running low in the fridge, so I've got a Fog of Nar, which is a collaboration between Biden's out of Albany and Humble Sea out of California. It's a triple IPA. It's 10%. So I'm embarrassing this one. Yeah. I've got the other beer I've got. I chose this one because the other beer in the fridge, other than the one that I've got right now next to me, is a quad IPA. It's 14%. So
Jesus.
Yeah, but this is very tasty. It looks pretty good.
Yep.
Got a couple weeks of age on it, so it's it's tasty, pretty tasty.
We might get tipsy, Matt, maybe by the end of the pod.
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I had a full dinner tonight. We're good. I had a box of mac and cheese, so we'll see.
So maybe not. All right, because Tipsy Matt is one of my favorite Matts. Only trailing Cleveland Matt and Valid Dick Matt. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. The fridge is empty of real food and most beer right now because we're just getting back from vacation. So
right, that makes sense.
Scraping it together with what we got.
And
Ethan, what do you
Well, yeah, so I've been feeling a little bit saturated with IPAs lately. I mean, I'm still getting them plenty depending on where I am and what the store has. Like, my local store that I've talked about a bunch recently got in a stock of Trillium. So like a few weeks ago, I got a can of Trillium. I was like, I don't see Trillium every day. I got to have at least one. But when I was there yesterday, I was like, I'm not in the mood for an IPA. And, it's maybe a little early for this, but it has good ratings and awards. So this is Four Noses out of Denver, and I've had some of their stuff before that's been really good. And this is Pump Action, an Imperial Pumpkin Ale. And I would have gone with an Oktoberfest if they had a single can of it, but I decided to do this, and it's quite good. It's like not overly sweet. It's not overly spiced. Like I've had some before where it feels like too much kind of cinnamon and cloves and stuff. This one I feel like has like a really nice balance to it, and we've had a couple cooler nights and a couple cooler days now that we're in September, and I thought, it sounded pretty good. So I'm enjoying it so far. It's a good one.
Oh, good.
Really nice.
Yeah, I'll dabble in a
aroma.
couple pumpkin beers in the next few weeks, but I mainly reach the Oktoberfest this time of year.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to see if I can get a pumpkin. I haven't had pumpkin in years, and I want to see if I still like it. But I don't know if we'll get any of them out here. But
oh well, I can make that happen, man.
That's true. You could. I don't know if it's worth the effort, though. I don't know if I need a pumpkin that bad.
So Southern Tier, as most breweries do when they kind of mature, they're trying to drive markets.
Oh, there's number 2 for Judgy, I think. He just got under it. Damn it. Oh. It looked good off the bat. Sorry, Matt. Southern Tier?
So they have like caramel latte, pumpkin, and like they have like variations on pumpkin now.
There's
so
mm-hmm.
I can see if I could get a couple out your way. And not a lot,
okay.
Right?
Yeah, okay. I mean, if it's easy and you think of it, I'll certainly try them. I remember there was a time in my life, probably like 10 years ago or so, where pumpkin was like my favorite beer I had ever tried. I was like, oh my God, this is literally pumpkin pie in a can. This is amazing, And I remember having it a few years ago and still thinking it was really good. Some people hate it, right, Matt? I'm pretty sure it's kind of polarizing now, but
pumpkin beers in general are polarizing.
Hold on. Second deck for Belly. Pumpkin beers in general are polarizing. He crushed that. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. But like, why would they be more polarizing than all of the crazy pastry stouts and pastry sours and shit? Or are they polarizing too, would you say?
Yeah, those are polarizing too.
Okay. Because like like these PBJ sours that literally just taste like fucking Smucker's jelly and everything like that. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, those are you brew.
Like, I don't like that at all.
Brew the weakest sour beer that you can, and then cut it 75% with fruit juice.
Mm-hmm.
And call it a sour. Now, like it's funny because some places embrace it. Like The Answer, where we went in Richmond, they just call it a juice bomb. They're like, this is a sour, but it's not. It's fruit juice.
Right.
But others, like 420 North in Columbus, Indiana, where they were still claiming they were 8 or 9% alcohol by volume beers, and really they were cut with so much juice that they were 3%. And they were lying to everyone, and they got called out and found out when people sent off the beers for analysis.
I think I remember you telling about that. Yeah, that was like some big controversy, right?
I was still when I was in Columbus, or in Kentucky. But,
yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't like it before that all happened, so I'm glad I wasn't around for that. So
yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, crazy.
My second beer.
Yes.
Is a souvenir beer. It was actually brewed in Portugal, but I bought it in Peru, and it's going to be my 500th lager check-in on Untapped.
Ooh, fun!
It's a good one. You guys have any guesses? And by good one, I mean an unexpected one. I can't get enough of this wonderful stuff. That should be if you're fans of the show The Simpsons, that's the clue that you need to know. It's
Duff
a Duff
beer. But it's from Portugal?
It's brewed in Portugal.
Not all Duff is brewed in Portugal.
No.
Okay, but this is like okay.
Certain places in South America and Europe are a little more apt to flaunt copyright and trademark rules. So,
uh-huh.
So in South America specifically, it's been very popular. So at
Cool.
the corner mart by our hotel in Lima, I saw this. I was like, I gotta get that. I gotta get that. So we did.
Wow.
Nice.
That's
That's
really
awesome.
But I'm gonna check it in tonight for number 500.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. Sweet.
There's a number of baseball things that we can talk about because I don't think we have podcasted in.
It's been like a month, hasn't it?
I don't even know if we podcasted in August. So, yeah, we have 3 weeks left basically in the regular season, and
that's so sad.
Yeah, a lot of close races still. Not. I mean, maybe you could. I was talking to a buddy today. You could convince me that Milwaukee is a complete team, but I don't know if there's really a complete team in Major League Baseball right now. It's a strange season right now. Although I would not fuck with the Dodgers and that black magic that Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and all them can pull out of their ass at any point. But one of the cool things I wanted to talk about, and maybe this will segue into Ethan, something you mentioned earlier, is going into tonight, Cal Raleigh is 1 home run away and 2 home runs away from breaking the all-time switch hitting Major League single season home run record held forever by Mickey Charles Mantle. And of course, that was 54 home runs in the magical 1961 season when Roger Maris hits his 61 homers to break Babe Ruth's record. Raleigh has already hit 53, so he's broken Mantle's. Mantle was first and second on the list. Mantle hit 52 in the magical Triple Crown year of 1956. So it's crazy to me that he's a switch hitter and he's called the Big Dumper. Like, I just can't get over it. Like, I like him a lot, and I'm trying to think like if there was, I think there was maybe it was Montero. You remember there was a big time Yankee catcher who was hyped, and I think he was a switch hitter too.
It was Montero, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe this is like what they envisioned, for him at some point. And maybe if he played in a different era, like Jorge Posada would have hit more homers than than he did and everything. But I just think it's tremendous. I fully expect he's going to pass Mantle at some point. I don't know if he'll get to 60. He seems definitely to be running out of gas in that dumper of his. So maybe he needs to fuel it up.
His projected pace right now is right at 60, so we'll see what happens.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
and also it's crazy. He's projected to play 159 games, which as a catcher is.
That's crazy.
I mean, obviously he gets a couple DH days here and there.
Right. Yeah. I still think it's like 135 catching games though, or something like that.
That's a lot. Yeah. It's an amazing year. I personally doubt he gets to 60. I think, didn't we do something like this last year where we tried to predict Judge's final total last year, didn't we? Yeah. And I wish I could, Colin, maybe you or Matt, because your memory, maybe you guys remember what we went with, but it could be interesting. I personally don't think Raleigh will get to 60. I think the load that he has had this year as a catcher, playing that many games, even if some of them are DH, I don't think that that's going to happen. And I remember we talked about this last year. Somebody said, I can't remember who, but somebody talked about how there's a former player talked about how there's a massive distance between 30 and 40 homers. And then the distance between 40 and 50 is like way bigger. It's like crazy. So you can imagine 50 to 60 is like kind of mind boggling, right? And I mean, there are so many great players from history who had, and we talked about this on the pod once a couple of years ago, who had 50 homer seasons and maybe at some point were on pace for 60, but couldn't quite get there because the season is such a long grind. In those last few weeks, you might be limping to the finish line. And granted, Raleigh has been amazing, but at the end of the day, he is still a catcher, and it's hard for me to imagine he'll get to 60. I would be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised at all at 57 to 59. I would be really, really shocked at 60.
What I think is amazing about this whole run is he's playing half of his games at Safeco.
Yeah.
And I mean, as just look at the splits and the breakdown, right? So at Safeco, he's only a 215 hitter.
Yeah.
He hits like 50 points better on the road. But he still mashed 25 taters at home. So,
wow.
Impressive.
Think about that kind of handicap there. Say he was playing, choose a hitter's park. Say he was playing in Old
Cincinnati?
Baltimore, Old Camden, or Cincinnati, right? Would he have 3 or 4 more home runs? Like, say he's playing in Yankee Stadium with the porch every day, right?
Right.
So just cool to think about that. I'm rooting for him. He does generally seem to be a good guy. So,
am I being overly cynical in questioning how a guy with a previous career high of 34 homers, a switch hitting catcher, all of a sudden has 53? Now he is 28. He's right in the middle of his prime. But ever since the steroid era, I see something like this, and I can't help. I know testing is more serious now and everything, but I can't help but be suspicious about something else going on. Like, how the fuck do you just do that all of a sudden?
Right.
I mean,
it's crazy.
He's not the first person we've seen do this.
Yeah.
Joey Bats, right? Think of Joey Bats.
Yeah. And I mean, nobody will ever be as egregious as like Brady Anderson in 1996.
No,
but
that's the best example. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for him.
Even 30-something homers from a catcher is
already really good.
Season.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
I think like him, he's done that a couple times, right? At least, like,
yeah, both of the last 2 years. Yeah, 30 and 34, and then 27 the year before that.
Yeah. Will I ever expect him to hit this many homers in a season again? No. I mean, do we ever expect anybody? Like, what Judge is doing is beyond comprehension for today's game.
Yeah.
And, while we still think he's going to hit a bunch of homers every year, like, he's approaching 50 again. And it's like, how does he, keep doing it? But, again, he doesn't have the wear and tear.
That's with missing how long was he out? 2-3 weeks, something like that.
I don't know if it's that long.
Was it not that long? Anyways,
is Judge still the MVP favorite?
Yes, he should absolutely be the MVP. In my opinion, I'm sure there are a lot of people that disagree with us. I'm glad, Kyle, you agree. I am sure a lot of people are like, a switch hitting catcher hit 50 home runs. He needs to be the MVP. And yeah, that's very impressive.
But he's not even leading his own team in WAR.
Yeah, because of Julio's defense. And when you look at it, like when you look at what Judge is doing, he still has a 202 OPS plus. This is his third season in the last 4 seasons with an OPS plus above 200. He is just on another level.
Twice as good.
More than twice as good as the average major league hitter, and the average major league hitter is already really good. There are a lot of major league hitters who are below average, but are still valuable major leaguers because of their defense and their base running and whatever. So to be twice as good as the average major league hitter, which Judge has now done 3 times in the last 4 years, is to what Colin was just saying. It's mind-boggling, and other than the steroid era, I mean, it's absolutely this crazy outlier in the modern game, and so. I understand, and I wouldn't be surprised if Raleigh wins because the baseball writers and the voters, I don't agree with them on a lot of things. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they vote for Raleigh, but I will think that is the incorrect choice. I understand the narrative, a switch hitting catcher with 50 homers. Yeah, it's very sexy. But what Judge is doing, he's his own thing in the same way that Ohtani is, Judge also is. They're kind of like these two guys who transcend baseball. Like on their own. Yeah. They're both their own like fucking galaxy. And then there's like the rest of baseball, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And I was gonna say about Judge, like the 1 year was 23, right? Out of the 4 years that.
Yeah. And he only played 106 games. So if he had played a full season, who knows if he had gotten hot and stuff.
He was trending to. I think he was getting hot when he got hurt.
He was on a good pace that year.
Yeah. He had 37 homers and had 1,000 OPS in 106 games. So there's a really good chance he would have had another 50 homer season. And if he gets to 50 this year, there'd be a good chance we'd be looking at 4 straight 50 homer seasons. So yeah, God, we need to just like every day be savoring the fact that we get to live and enjoy his career. That's the type of thing we're going to like want to talk about for the rest of our lives, He's just unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Matt, do you agree though on the MVP? I know Kyle agrees. What do you think?
No, I think so. I think he should, but I just didn't know if the writers would do something stupid.
Oh, I think they will. I wouldn't be surprised, but I do still think it should be Judge.
Yeah, I think it'll be closer than it was, at some point.
Like last year or 22. Or even this season, sure.
Yeah, even this season, right? Yeah, but
that makes sense.
I still think he'll win pretty comfortably. Like there's just too many stats to ignore.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about Mickey Mantle while we're on the topic. Ethan.
Yeah, so we were talking before the recording started. So this and this literally just happened in the Yankee game that's being played right now. So this is September 9th, and Aaron Judge hit a solo home run, I think, in the first inning. And we've been waiting for this for a few days. So for the last few days, Aaron Judge was at 358 career home runs, tied with the great Yogi Berra for 5th all-time in New York Yankees home run history. And so we have been waiting for him to hit another home run and to take sole possession of 5th place. And the reason that this is so cool and interesting is that is the first time that the top 5 all-time home run hitters in Yankees history, this is the first time that top 5 has changed since 1957. So kind of incredible, almost 70 years. And you think about how glorious the Yankees history is. It's kind of shocking that no one hit 359 career Yankee home runs before this. Now, let me see here. So we've got Ruth is number 1 at 659, Mantle's number 2 at 536, then Gehrig at 493, and then is DiMaggio 4th at 361. Yeah. And so Judge is now 359. Barring injury, he will certainly pass DiMaggio and take 4th place. But kind of amazing that has not happened, that top 5 has not changed since 57. And fitting that it's Judge to change it. And I mean, he's cementing himself as an all-time Yankee great, an all-time great. I mean, if he retired today, it seems to me he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, even with a shorter career, because just these prime years are so ungodly good. But kind of cool.
Yeah, really, really special too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen some incredible things as Yankee fans in our lifetime. Whether it's the dynasty and there were some good moments in between that and Judge now, and the individual performance of Judge though is like, I don't think I ever thought we would see anything like what Bonds did. And I know it's not exactly the same. Like Bonds was more selective, didn't swing and miss as much, but Judge is obviously facing tougher pitchers, yada yada, and everything. It's crazy. And like you said, Ohtani, doing it too. And maybe this is where baseball's headed, where we will have these like monster superstars, that just keep pushing the game forward in a way that maybe we hadn't seen previously outside of the steroid era. But I'm really fortunate. I feel really fortunate to get to watch him as much as we do. And I say it every time we talk about it. I dread the day where we know it's like on the downhill. It's like, it's gonna hurt real bad.
It's gonna really hurt.
But we've thought that about G too, and look at that. Like, he still provided plenty of great moments for us.
Yeah, that's been shocking this year. How well he's been playing. I did not expect that. Yeah,
so if the season ended today, Judge would be averaging 50 home runs a season for the last 4 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Nice. What else? What else we got on the docket?
You want to do division races to run through? We don't have to go super long today, because I think we'll be on track to record closer to the end of the season, and maybe we can hit on some bigger themes, at that point. But there are some pretty close races, not just in the wild card, but overall. So let's start with the obvious. Let's start with the American League East. Separated, first and third are separated by 3 games going into tonight. Right now, the Yankees are tied with the Tigers. I don't have any of the other scores in front of me, but the Blue Jays are in first. The Yankees are 2 games back. The Red Sox are 3 games back. Who do we think wins this?
I want to say Blue Jays because I just don't trust us or the Red Sox. Did we just lose Colin, Matt?
I think we did.
Oh, okay. All right. I was
It's
making
still
sure
recording, though. It's still recording.
Not just on my end. Yeah. What are we going to do without Colin? Well, we'll keep talking and he can.
Well, while we wait for him to come back, I'll share something that I wanted to share just as a little tidbit.
Yeah.
Because I thought this was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever text this to us? I've seen this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what for the listeners, what Matt is showing us is there's a little screen grab that goes around on the internet comparing Brian Giles and Juan Soto, comparing I don't know if it's like the same number of seasons, how exactly they divided it.
I think it's a 4-year, no.
5-year stretch, maybe?
5-year stretch, I think, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, like a 5 or 6 year stretch. I want to say for Giles, it's like 99 to 05. I feel like I've seen it enough times. I think that's what it is. And
99 to 05 versus
18 to 24. So a 6-year stretch for both of them. And it's shocking how similar the numbers are. And man, Brian Giles, now this was the steroid era, so we have to take it with some grain of salt, but he is better than Soto in pretty much every offensive category, at least traditional offensive category, except for on base percentage and OPS plus. He's just a little lower on OPS plus.
Yeah, the 3 points of on base percentage. It just it's easy.
And only 3 points. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Basically the same. So it's pretty incredible. I mean, and actually you look at it and it's shockingly even across the board. I mean, home runs are really close. The one thing to kind of note, though, is the plate appearances. Giles has 600 more plate appearances, which in terms of the counting stats, that's an advantage. But in terms home runs, but in terms of the rate stats, that you could see that as maybe a disadvantage, right? And he still holds his own.
Yeah, because he played like 120, 25 more games than.
Yeah.
So he stayed healthy. But if you still look at the rate stats, the OPS, the slugging percentage, the batting average are still there.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Plate appearance independent stats. Yeah. I just always get a chuckle when I see that. Because everyone to borrow a phrase, everyone sucks one Soto's dick, but Brian Giles is holding it down in Pittsburgh, baby.
Yeah, he was really amazing those years. And I mean, I'm looking at like the regular stats on Baseball Reference. I mean, he had 1,000 OPS 3 of those years and 900 OPS. But his OPS plus was still really good, but again, it's that steroid era, and so I think things are just not as impressive. Yeah. So when we look at like Soto in this era, it looks maybe slightly more impressive. I think the one thing that this chart doesn't show, because this chart goes around the internet a lot, not just for Giles and Soto, but comparing 2 players, this exact shot from Baseball Reference goes around a lot. And the one thing that it doesn't show is it doesn't show walks and strikeouts. Now, we see on base percentage, so we know and we see OPS, and we see that the average, and we see that they're all similar here. So we know that Soto and Giles were probably walking a somewhat similar amount. But what I would be interested in comparing would also be strikeout rates, because one of the things that makes Soto kind of a special player nowadays is that he walks as much as he strikes out, and he also hits for power. Now, he still strikes out quite a bit, but compared to a lot of other people in this era, he doesn't strike out that much. Now, looking at Giles, actually really amazing. He did not strike out much at all. So other than those few years there, though, he was not a huge power guy. So I wonder, when all is said and done, how the power numbers will compare, because I have a feeling that Soto's power numbers will end up being more impressive over the long haul, just in terms of, like, say homers and doubles. But yeah, Giles was amazing and super underrated.
Can I say something? Well, two things. My internet
Colin's
cut
back.
us out. I have no idea what I missed.
That's okay. I took a right turn when you left.
Yeah.
So
okay. Well, I'm taking another right turn. Ethan wanted to talk about Volpe earlier.
Uh-huh.
He was just up with 2 on, nobody out in a tie game in the 5th inning. Tried to bunt twice on a 2-0 count. Popped up the first one behind home plate, and then just soft lined it to the third baseman for an out. Did not do the job. Did not do anything. I get he's not hitting well, but it's a 2-0 count. Like, at least let him take a pitch for a strike before you'd like.
Do you think they called for the bunt, or do you think that was his choice? Because this is what I want to find out. I have the sound muted. I'm wondering if, like, Michael K was already talking about it, because that's what I would want to know. Because either way, I think it's a horrible choice. But I also think he's, like, so in his head right now, I can't even imagine. But Kyle, what else were you going to say about that?
I just was going to say,
as Grisham pops out on 3-0,
we're not going to know. We're not going to know until they'll ask post game, and who knows what kind of non-answer Boone will give. But
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Ethan, just to put a bow on that, Soto struck out 50% more than Giles did.
Yeah. So Giles was amazing.
Oh, Giles.
Yeah, he was amazing, no doubt.
All right. We can go back to where we were. I just, Colin, you dropped, so I took advantage of, took the reins. It was my show for a bit.
Yeah. I was saying Blue Jays are going to win the East because I don't trust the Red Sox or us. And that was basically it. That was what I said when you got kicked off. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably the Blue Jays too. Do the Yankees play the Blue Jays or the Red Sox in these last 19 games? Probably, right?
Nah, they're done.
Good, because we would lose to fucking both.
They play the Red Sox, I think, this weekend.
Okay, well, we'll lose 3 of the 4 games.
Because we're losing to all the good teams, aren't we? Didn't I see something about this?
Alex Cora and says he can't manage. He still can fucking beat the Yankees this year. So.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. The Yankees have been playing much better against teams over 500.
Have they? Okay.
That's how they've cut the deficit to 2. So they got the Tigers, the Red Sox.
They played the Nationals and they played the White Sox. So
yeah, but then they took 2 of 3 from Houston and 2 of 3 from Toronto.
That's good.
You got to start somewhere.
I agree.
I'm just gonna pick the Yankees because I'm the Shameless homer. So
yeah, no, that's good. We need that.
Someone's Colin. You're not the podcast host we deserve. You're the podcast host we need.
Yeah, exactly.
You're wearing a Batman shirt. That's what that's for.
Well, I'm not going to touch the Central because thankfully I think the Tigers are going to wrap that up, and no other team from them will make the postseason because no other team has a positive run differential. That is just another. Whatever happened last season in the Central was such a blip on it. It was like that Giants team in 2001. Like, that's the worst division in baseball every year.
Speaking of run differential, by the way, though, I have been getting great joy out of occasionally checking in and seeing the Rockies run differential. Just occasionally, every once in a while. It is currently 372 in the red.
Wow.
The next closest team is the Nationals at less than half of that, 164.
The craziest thing is their expected win-loss is the same as their actual win-loss, even even being 372 in the red.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nuts. Just fucking crazy.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, the West, AL West is relatively close too going into tonight. 3.5 games separate first and third. Houston, as always, on top. Seattle, 2 games back. Texas, hot lately, 7-3 in their last 10. All 3 of those teams.
They lost to Valdi though.
Yeah, and someone else, the second baseman, right?
Semien? Is Semien hurt?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they still had a Valdi, I would be tempted to go for them and say, you know, they're going to be hot. They're going to take it here in the end. But without a Valdi, I'm skeptical. It feels like somehow it's just going to be the Astros again. Fucking somehow.
So do we think maybe a better question is, do we think the Rangers can pick off either the Red Sox or the Mariners or even the Yankees, I guess. The 3 teams that are in the wild card right now.
There's the Rangers, and then not too far behind are the Guardians.
Yeah.
Don't count them out. They could do some weird black
negative
magic
40
bullshit.
run differential. Ugh.
You know, go ahead, Matt.
Maybe there's some behind the scenes mob betting action that's gonna someone's gonna break Tarek Skubal's chin or something, and the Guardians go on a 10-game winning streak, and I don't know. They're already down 2 players because of betting allegations. So
yeah, that's right. Jesus Christ. Yep.
Anyway,
I mean,
yeah.
DeGrom is dangerous, I feel like, in a short series, but he also hasn't been incredible this year. He's been very good, but not amazing. And he is 37.
He's in a hitter's park instead of a pitcher's park now?
Well, his ERA plus is only a 134. Evaldi's was 214. Evaldi was having like an insane year at age 35 somehow. And I mean, DeGrom still has like some of the filthiest stuff. So like, I could see a scenario where, you know, he pitches. What are they doing? Where they do if they get like it's still just like the one wild. Are they doing still just the single elimination wild card game this year? Is that happening? No. What's happening this year?
The top 2 teams in each league get a first round bye to the division series, and then the third division winner will play the third wild card, and the first and second wild card will play, and those 2 series will be best of 3s.
Best of 3s.
3-game series. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I don't know. It's hard to imagine the Rangers knocking off one of those other teams. I mean, DeGrom maybe gives you a good chance in one game, but I'm looking at the rest of that rotation, and I'm not so sure that they get you there.
All right, let's move to the National League. I think as it is right now, the Brewers are going to win the Central. The Phillies will win the East. Now the West is kind of open. You know, if you want to say both, it doesn't seem like the Dodgers or the Padres want to win it. But Padres are only a game back of the Dodgers, and I guess the one team that could make some noise, or I guess there's probably 2 teams. San Francisco and Cincinnati. Do we think they can pick off the Mets? The Mets are losing again.
I mean, good old Tito in Cincinnati could pull up some, Vespa scooter magic, and you never know.
Yeah. I mean, it's 4 games.
I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know.
I'm not willing to give so much credit to a manager, but what I will say is that just the Mets being the Mets and being like a cursed franchise, I could see them getting beat by by a worse team, especially after they were so good the first couple of months of the season. So I could see that happening. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you know, the Dodgers have been on a really rough slide for the last, what has it been, like month or two? I mean, they've not been playing well. But Kyle, like what you were saying before, I still would not want them in October. I think they're getting all that bad baseball out of their system now. They're still fucking stacked. Like it's insane. I would not want them at all. I would say that they are still, despite Milwaukee's record being a whole bunch better, I would still like, and we can talk about this when the playoffs start, but I would still say the Dodgers seem like the World Series favorite to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know if we want to talk about this or not, but since we're doing a little review towards the end of the season, maybe we'll want to do it more when that regular season's actually over. But pretty sure my World Series picks were Orioles and Braves. And that's rough. That's real humbling. I felt like that was a conservative, reliable pick at the beginning of the year. And it wasn't just me, right? Everybody expected those teams to at least be really good. Baltimore right now is 66 and 77. Atlanta is 65 and 79. Baseball is fucking crazy, is I think the moral of that story.
The craziest thing is, like, I think from like a Hall of Fame talent perspective, the Dodgers obviously have more talent, right? Mookie, Freddie, like, when you're talking like top tier, Shohei, etc. But the Braves, they Acuna, Olsen, Strider, and everything. Like,
Sale, yeah. They're so fucking loaded.
Yeah. So for like them to not be able to figure it all out, like, I think that is probably more disappointing than we kind of saw this happening with Baltimore, right? Like, everyone was yelling at the computers and laptops and TVs all off season, spend money, do this, like, build around this core, and turns out the core is not even that good.
Yeah.
So maybe the ownership knew what they were doing all along. But
yeah, fucking crazy. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, we said we were going to try to keep this one short.
We got one more big topic.
All right. Get to it.
Philly's Karen.
Oh my God, that's right. We should talk about this. So I did not watch the full video, but I've seen pictures and read enough about it. But Matt, do you want to maybe introduce this topic a little bit since you brought it up?
Oh, you haven't watched the full video, Ethan? You need to watch
the
full
video. I'm like scared to. I feel like it's going to make me so angry.
Well, no, but there's some comedy in there because I'm trying to avoid a hyper masculine approach to this. But I will say the father has a very interesting reaction when he was confronted, and mainly it's because he was surprised. But the look on his face and the action of his arms. Now I've talked through this with a couple people. Like, it also could have been something where he was ready to throw a punch because he was so surprised, and didn't, and stopped himself. But basically, as he's being very, very brazenly accosted by this Karen of a woman, you see him turn around and just kind of go,
yeah,
which is that's got enough comedic value in it of itself. I'd say kudos to him, because he said basically, like, he said he could either make a decision that he would very much regret or just give the ball back, and he wanted to show what being the better person was, and he just gave the ball back. But also, kudos to the Marlins for instantly recognizing it and making it right.
Yeah.
And kudos to the Phillies and Harrison Bader for tracking the kid down and getting him some stuff too. I believe there's been 2 different times where the internet has thought they have found Philly's Karen, and they have not.
Okay.
So she still remains a fugitive to...
she's at large.
In the eyes of the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
But Also, apparently, there were 2 or 3 other incidents where she was loudly arguing or screaming at people in the section, including other people with Phillies gear on.
Yeah.
So fuck her for that. Also, kudos to the school district in South Jersey, who one of their teachers was accused of being Philly's Karen, and I believe one of their response was like, "She's the nicest person in the world. She would never do that." And oh, by the way, we know if it was her, she would have caught the ball with her bare hand. But like, I hate the entitlement, and I've got a kind of a tangent to take off from this as well. I hate the entitlement. Like, I hate that. Like, I can't believe the shamelessness and the actions of this person. It doesn't even look like she's drunk. Like, this might just be the way she is. Like, but to piggyback on that, did you guys see the U.S. Open tennis video?
I have not seen.
Which one? I watched some of the U.S. Open. Which match?
So there was an upset. A Polish tennis player beat someone big and was signing autographs and giving stuff out to the stands at the end of the game, at the end of the match, and went to hand his cap to a youngster and looked away as he was doing it, and a grown man next to him snatched it.
That's right, I did see this.
Immediately, like, he knew what he was doing was wrong, and immediately went and put it in his colleague's bag. As the
what
kid
a
is like,
fucking asshole.
So again, kudos to the Polish tennis player who was like, basically, as soon as he saw the video, was like, I need to find this kid because that's wrong. And kudos to the internet and the court of public opinion who found this guy. He is a fucking Polish Playboy CEO. He runs like a Polish construction and paving company. And immediately the guy got rid of all his socials, and a number of companies in Poland are like, we're canceling contracts with him and we're not going to work with him. Like, everyone's distancing him. So he's probably cost himself a good couple $100 million to the business because of that. So fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
It's a hat. Give it to the kid, right? Like,
seriously. Oh my God.
And I'll say, you know, I know this is an older year, but this is an older viral,
fuck this up.
Viral phenomenon. But I think the Blue Jays account reposted the story from a couple years ago where Judge hit a home run and the Blue Jays fan caught it and immediately handed it to the kid in the Judge jersey, and the kid started crying.
Yeah.
Like, so kudos to the people who actually are there for the game and understand what's right. And
yeah.
Like, it's a fucking baseball. Like,
yeah.
I really just, you know, I'd say I'd have choice words for Philly's Karen, but she's probably the kind of person that those words would be meaningless to anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's disappointing. Now, I'll also say, and I'm talking a lot on this, so sorry, guys.
No.
Go find the Savannah Bananas parody of that, because that was pretty funny too. Like, the next day, they were parodying the whole incident.
Oh, amazing.
So
okay.
I'm glad that she is absolutely getting destroyed in the court of public opinion. It should be just the court of public opinion. Like, you know, Harrison Bader and also the father have come out and said, like she's suffered enough. Please don't, like, go and dox her. She doesn't need to get her shit stolen or anything like that. But, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I guess thank you, Canadians, for being good people a couple years ago and reminding us. Like, I don't know where I'm going with this.
The moral of the story is just don't be an asshole, and then you don't have to worry about your shit getting all over the fan. Like,
yeah, exactly, right. Man, she fucking put her hands on the guy. Like, she, like, that is, God.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you don't do that in any circumstance. Like,
yeah, that's like
if
insane.
that guy turned around and threw a fist, like, I would say, yeah, you're wrong too, guy. But also, he'd be kind of justified. Someone's coming up and
a stranger should not just, like, grab you. Like, that's not how this society works. Fucking insane.
And everyone, you're right. Everyone's got to learn that at some point in your life, right? Hopefully, 99.999% of people realize that when you're a kid, you just don't go and touch people.
Yep.
Especially strangers. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a crazy fucking story.
I just like to me and to regular people, it is just such an alien occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
And it's disheartening that it's becoming more of a regular occurrence than an alien occurrence because, like, again, it's a baseball.
Yeah.
It's a fucking baseball. Like,
yeah.
You know,
it's a big deal
she
for a
said
kid.
it was because
like,
it was where it was hit towards her seat. Yeah. Well, there was also a ball hit towards where we were standing at Citi Field by Gary Sanchez during batting practice. And I had to pee and I left and some kid caught it. And yeah, it would have been great if we were still standing there and I caught it. But I probably would have given it to the kid anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. No, 100%. I think about, so Brother Jeremy will remember this, I think. He was pretty little, but when we were kids, and I may have told this story on the pod before, we went to a Rockies game, and because of our aunt and uncle who have like these connections, we sat in the first row at the Rockies dugout, right on top of the Rockies dugout. And we got really lucky. There was a Todd Helton foul ball that came to us, and I can't remember if I caught it or if like my uncle caught it and gave it to me. And then there was like something where Bobby Estalella had it and like tossed it to us. He saw these kids sitting right there and he tossed it to us. And so I got one ball, Jeremy got the other ball. I'm probably like 11 or 12. Jeremy's like, 6 or 7. And that meant a lot. Like I still have my ball in a case, that was like a really special moment for a kid. But if us three were to go to a game right now and we splurged and we got ourselves some great seats and, some sort of foul ball just happened to like bounce its way towards us and like one of us caught it, I would fully expect all three of us to like look around for the nearest little kid and give it to them.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Like, if like little kids fucking, they love that shit. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I don't act as special as like even an Aaron Judge foul ball would be. I'm like, I don't need more shit in my house, So
it's kind of like, who's that famous? There's that famous asshole ball hawk guy,
Marlins guy.
That like, but he goes to all the games.
Yeah, but he wears a Marlins uniform.
Yeah, and all. Well, speaking of people who wear like, there's famous people. I remember there's this guy who wore the Marlins stuff, and he was great. So, right, that was Marlins or those.
Was he Marlins? The thumbs down guy.
He was.
Okay. Was Marlins. Maybe it was Mets.
It was at Citi Field when the Yankees were playing the Rays, I want to say.
That's it. Okay.
Because of one of the hurricanes.
But like, I would love to like meet that asshole ball guy. Like, I'd love to just find him at a game and follow him around, just so I could box him out. Like, just get some good old big dumper basketball boxing out, just to make sure that he doesn't get ball. Like, I don't need to get a ball, but I could be, politely rough with him and box him out. Right, and because I'm not laying hands on him. I'm just getting in his way professionally.
You're a good natural obstacle, I think.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Right,
yeah.
Like there's not many things at basketball I'm good at, but boxing out, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm on my way through my duff, so I think it's time to call it tonight.
Okay, nice. That was good. That was a good tangent. And yeah,
Sam's gonna like that on her birthday.
And speaking of tangents,
I was gonna say you got one more thing you got to do.
They've just announced Rian Johnson's upcoming
Isn't it Ryan
series featuring Ryan.
I thought it was Ryan. Yeah. Just spelled weird. I thought it was Ryan though.
I've had a lot of drinks.
Yeah, that's true. You had that trip.
Ryan, it's going to have a 2-week run in theaters. So I would strongly recommend that everyone see that in theaters because he wants it in theaters longer, and you really don't experience, the actors unless you see them on a giant screen. Now, what actors are in that movie, Ethan?
Oh God, who is in that? I think Daniel Craig. He plays Benoit Blanc. Okay, yeah. I think Mila Kunis is in this one, which I'm excited about.
She plays the police chief. Yep.
I think those are the only important people, right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think those are the main ones I would really want to see.
Yeah,
on that big screen. Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh Brolin. But I don't think there's anybody else good.
Jeremy Renner and Glenn Close.
Jeremy Renner, Glenn Close. Yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church. He's at the in a long time in the movie.
Yep.
And who? Scott Andrew? Scott Andrew? Do you guys ever hear
Apparently,
of him?
Kerry Washington has a role.
Okay.
She's great. Yeah, I don't know if it's a big role, but she's listed on the cast here. So, yeah, that covers it.
Yeah, some unknown guy named Scott Andrew Scott.
Yeah,
Oh,
Scott Andrew. Scott Andrew.
Not comma Andrew. Yeah, he'll be in it too. Yeah, I bet he looked
Oh,
great.
okay, interesting. Some
On the big
interesting
screen as well.
unknown. Okay, yeah. All right,
Probably like
that'll
his
be
first
cool.
movie.
Yeah. Nice. Actually, I'm like that. To go serious for a second, the first reviews coming out about this one are amazing. It's some people are saying it might be the best one yet, and I love both of the first two, so I'm like legitimately excited for this movie. Yeah.
The first one especially, I really like. And,
yeah. The first one was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even I've seen some like political parables being extracted from that as well. Like no matter what your politics are, when everyone comes together to fight against the brown person when they figure out that she's getting the money. So,
yep.
The political opposites unite when they find out it's the brown person getting money. So,
yeah.
So.
Oh man,
I saw that the other day and I was like, fucking shit, Ryan.
That's funny. Yeah. Nice. All right, we did it. We're back.
We're back, and
we are back.
Getting closer.
We are done for the night. We are continuing to beat up on Sister Mary House of the Poor college football teams.
Villanova. And then the season.
You play Villanova next?
Yeah, Saturday.
Those small schools need money.
Yeah.
I know. We got to get our FCS team in.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and I appreciate. I think the Villanova athletic department appreciates its funding for all of fiscal year 26.
Exactly.
100%. The kids,
courtesy of the Pennsylvania State taxpayer.
The kids will enjoy the trip to Penn State, and then they get a bye, and then the real season starts. They host Oregon in the whiteout the last weekend of September.
Is Oregon good currently?
Yeah,
they are good. Okay.
Yeah, they were the only undefeated team in FBS last season. They won the Big Ten.
Were, okay.
They beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship, but
they
then they lost. Okay. But then they were one of the teams that got a bye and lost. So there's the same thing with baseball. Like there's too much time off, like blah and everything. And,
that thing, sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. But all right, boys. Well,
sweet.
We are.
Ugh.